Sino-Soviet border clashes. Russia and China are today seen as partners, but it's a relatively new development, and it wasn't always that way. As a matter of fact, it was basically the opposite, and they came close to a full-blown nuclear war about 50 years ago. The two countries were having constant arguments about where exactly the border was, but the first major clash on Zhenbao Island, called Damansky by the Soviets, turned the dispute into a huge crisis. Each side poured troops to the frontier, and after the Soviet invasion of Czechoslovakia in 1968, China saw Moscow as an even greater threat. After that first clash, hundreds of Soviet troops backed by tanks and helicopters attacked Chinese forces at Tialiketi in Xinjiang. At that point, the possibility of these local fights turning into a wider war was pretty high, and both sides already had nukes by that point. Luckily, Soviet Premier Alexei Kosygin and Chinese Premier Zhou Enlai met in September 1969. They agreed to stop the shooting and return to the previous status quo, even though the two sides kept arguing over the border. China, still suspicious of Moscow, then looked for balance by opening up to the United States. That decision led to Henry Kissinger's secret trip in 1971 and President Richard Nixon's visit in 1972.